Happy Sunday! Minnie has decided that she would like to be a part of this video today, for at least right now until she gets bored. I decided to do this vlog today because this is the first day of Mental Health Awareness Month, as well as, quite fittingly, it was my first rehearsal for the This Is My Brave show. I talked about it in an earlier post, but essentially what it is a show that brings together a bunch of individuals who are struggling with mental illness and gives us the platform to be able to share our stories, to be able to help others see the face of mental illness and hopefully break down the stigma that comes from having a mental illness. You would think in this day and age that it wouldn't be taboo anymore, that it would be okay to talk about mental illness. And yet it's not. There's still so many misconceptions about it. Just last week, I got what I think would be considered my first hate mail from this blog. Someone reached out anonymously and asked, why now? Why would you do this blog now? If you've been dealing with this for so long, why start now? You've been normal forever. And to that, all I have to say is, well, what's normal? And just because my illness isn't visible doesn't mean it's not there. But the other side of that is, I question, where does that come from? And I think a big part of it is there is this misconception that people with a mental illness are just seeking attention, or they can't cope with life, and so they use a mental illness as an excuse to be able to get away with things. But that's not true. I had someone actually say to me or ask me, are you doing this as a platform to become a speaker? And that was kind of insulting, actually. For the longest time, I have wanted to be a Greek speaker and talk about fraternity and sorority life. It's what I love. This January, I started this blog as my therapy to help me become more okay with talking about my mental illness. And then from there, I found This Is My Brave, and I'm doing the show this Thursday, as well as, I got connected to some pretty amazing people and had the opportunity to start sharing my story with college students through For College for Life. And all of this has happened because I took the time to share my story. I always thought I would be a Greek speaker, and I didn't see the value in sharing my struggle with mental illness. But now, and especially doing This Is My Brave, I see how important it is. Storytelling saves lives. If one person can hear my story and say, I'm dealing with the same thing, I need to talk to someone, I need help. If she can make it, I can do it too. One of the hardest things about having a mental illness is feeling totally alone. And feeling like nobody will ever understand you and that it'll never end. And so if this project, if This Is My Brave, if any of this helps someone, then it's worth it. And so I'm challenging you today on the first day of Mental Health Awareness Month to ask yourself, what does mental illness mean to you? Because I guarantee you, you have someone in your life that's struggling with it. You may be struggling with it yourself. And that stigma, the hardship, the frustration that comes from having a mental illness, it can be overcome. And together we can fight the stigma and we can help educate others, because we're all in this together and we might as well be supportive. And so, happy Mental Health Awareness Month. And if you're in the upstate South Carolina area, I would love to see you at This Is My Brave this Thursday, May 5th at the Kroc Center at downtown Greenville. 8 p.m. Minnie will not be there, unfortunately, because she does not sit still, as you can tell. But I would love to see you there, and I'm sure my other cast members would too. Thanks, and again, happy Sunday!